Now we will be discussing about the crop livestock interaction in the mixed farming system. Animals in the agriculture, as they ignore the multi-purpose role the animals are playing in agriculture. In fact, this leads to the sustainability of the farming community. Animals improve soil fertility through manure and urine deposition. Grains provide supplementary feed for productive animals. Crop residues provide fodder for livestock, animal power for farm operations and transport. Sale of animals sometimes provides cash for farm labor and agriculture inputs in addition to the hours of the need. Now if we talk about the key principles in the crop livestock interaction, the crop livestock interactions are cyclic. In the organic resources from the livestock are used in the land to cultivate the crops. The decisions related to one component may affect the management of the others. The crop livestock interactions are also rational for resource poor farmers. The correct management of crop residues together with optimal allocation of scarce resources leads to sustainable production. They are also ecologically sustainable. Combining ecological sustainability and economic viability maintains and improves the agriculture productivity while also reduces negative environmental impact. Crop livestock farming systems have some key aspects. Animals play key and multiple roles in functioning of the farm, not only by providing valuable livestock products like milk, meat, eggs, skin and wool, or can be converted into prompt cash in times of need. They also transform plant energy into the useful work. Animal power is used in agricultural operations like plowing, milling, lifting of waters and also in transportation and the construction work. Excreta of the animals improve nutrient cycle of the soil by providing nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and organic matter, which is essential for maintaining the soil structure and fertility. The excreta also provides energy in the form of biogas and dung cakes. The crop residues on the other hand is another pillar in the equilibrium of this system. They are fibrous byproducts that result from cultivation of the cereals, legumes, oil seeds, pulses, roots, tubers. They are also valuable but low cost feed resources for animal production and are the major source of nutrients for the livestock in the developing countries. Who will be involved in the livestock and the crop production? The stakeholders are farmers, landowners, agribusiness people, farm advisors, researchers, environmentalists, food processors, marketers, health professionals and politicians. The main crop animal interactions in the mixed farming system are: the crop provide a range of residues and byproducts that can be utilized by the ruminants. Large ruminants provide power for a range of agricultural operations such as land preparation and for soil conservation practices. The native pastures, improved pastures and cover crops growing under the perennial trees crops can provide grazing for the ruminants. Both ruminants and non-ruminants provide manure for the maintenance and improvement of the soil fertility. In many farming systems, it is the only source of nutrients for cropping. The sale of animal products and hiring out of the draft animals can provide cash for purchase of inputs in the crop production. It also provides vegetation. Tree crops can control weeds and reduce the use of herbicides in the farming system, whereas cropping systems such as alley cropping can provide tree forage for the ruminants. As far as the mixed farming is concerned, mixed farming is the most relevant system of farming to the Indian conditions because of small size of holdings, and unsound economic status of the average Indian farmer. In mixed farming, crop production is combined with livestock, raising the livestock enterprises as complementary to the crop production and vice versa, depending upon the relative emphasis given to the one another. As far as the different forms of mixed farming are concerned, there are different forms of the mixed farm based on the land size, type of the animals or the crops grown by the farmers, geographical distribution and the market orientation. There are three major categories of these farming systems. The number one is on-farm versus farm mixing, mixing within crops and or animals, and the third one is diversification versus integration. As far as the on-farm mixing is concerned, it refers to the mixing on the same farm, and it usually occurs on low external input agriculture, wherein the individual farmer is keen to recycle resources they have on their own farms. Whereas between farm mixing concerns with the exchange of resources and is increasingly utilized in the high external input agriculture. Mixing within the crops and our animals are practiced under the conditions where multiple cropping is practiced and where different types of animals are kept together. They occur frequently. The crop mixing are practiced in the areas where crop rotations like grain and legume are carried out, where the legume provide nitrogen for the grains. Potato, beet and grain crop intercropping is done, where the grains help in reducing the disease of the potato. Plants are also intercropped to get the advantage of light and moisture to reduce the weeds and also conserve the moisture. Diversified versus integrated farming systems are concerned. The diversified crops and livestock coexist, where the high external input agriculture is followed. This is diversification is done to minimize the risks. Integration is done to efficiently use the resources and is mostly followed in low external input agriculture. In the tropical countries, the byproduct of one serves as a resource for the other. Why integrated crop livestock systems are needed? As far as the production is concerned, farms operating are on the marginal profit, economic vulnerability with the specialized production, high cost of fuel and nutrients, pests become greater with monocultures, yield decline could be overcome with rotations. As far as the environmental factors are concerned, nutrient recycling could be improved in both the system, conservation of soil and water possible with sod based management system. There are certain benefits of this mixed farming system. They are agronomical, economic, ecological, social, and as far as the strengths of this system are concerned, it helps improve and conserve the productive capacity of the soils with physical, chemical and biological soil recuperation. Animals play an important role in harvesting and relocating the nutrients, which significantly improve soil fertility and crop yields. It also serves as a quick, efficient and economically viable source because grain crops can be produced in 4 to 6 months and pasture formation after cropping is rapid and inexpensive. The mixed farming also helps to increase profits by reducing production costs. Poor farmers can use fertilizers from livestock operations, especially when rising petroleum prices make chemical fertilizers unaffordable. It also results in greater soil water storage capacity, mainly because of the biological aeration and the increase in the level of organic matter. It provides diversified income sources, guaranteeing a buffer against trade price and climate fluctuations. There are certain constraints also in the system. The nutrition value of crop residues are generally low in the digestibility and protein content. Crop residues are primarily soil regenerators, but too often they are either disregarded or misapplied. Intensive recycling can cause nutrient loss. The other constraints are the manual nutrient manure nutrient use efficiencies are not improved or properly applied, the import of production and transportation and surplus loss in the environment. Farmers prefer to use chemical fertilizers instead of the manure because it acts faster and is easier to use. Resource investments are required to improve intake and digestibility of the crop residues. There are certain challenges of the system as well. We have to develop strategies and promote crop livestock synergies and interactions which aim to integrate crops and livestock effectively with careful and proper land use, raise the productivity of specific mixed cropping livestock systems, facilitate expansion of food production and simultaneously safeguard the environment with prudent and efficient use of the natural resources. The other challenges are to devise the measures to implement a more efficient use of biomass, reducing pressure on natural resources and develop a sustainable livestock manure management system to control environmental losses and contaminant spreading. These systems have the opportunities as well. The opportunities are intensification of agriculture favors crop livestock integration. Poor soil fertility, unavailability or increase in the prices of fertilizers and labor shortage have forced the farmers to rely on alternatives such as manure and traction. Farmers can grow crop in the wet season and engage themselves in the livestock enterprises in the dry season. Livestock enterprises are more lucrative than crop farming, so it is advantageous to integrate livestock into the farm activities. Many indigenous, emerging and developing technologies are available to support sustainable crop livestock integration, which include improved cereal and grain legume varieties, cropping systems, weed and nutrient management strategies, the eradication of most livestock diseases and the development of modeling and all year round feed package for the animals. We can also see that in the integrated system, the manure is transported from the animal rearing spaces to the cropping space, and there are certain socio-cultural considerations as well. To summarize, integrated crop livestock systems conserve soil and water resources, which is a necessity in our world for ever changing and competing human activities. Meeting the food and fiber demands of a growing world population will only become more difficult with competing against energy and natural resource commitments. Integration of crops and livestock has great potential to improve resources efficiently and for agriculture production. Some cases of integration have been developed, but much more research is needed to optimize systems which unique local and regional conditions. Cover crops offer unique opportunities to integrate livestock grazing with cropping systems. The sod based crop rotations effectively improve soil and water quality. Now there are certain key issues and questions for the extension professionals. How can livestock production increase to meet the growing demand for livestock products using methods that the resource base can be sustained? Do the farmers concerned have the right skills, knowledge and capital and technology to set up this system? Are the roles and responsibilities of men and women given sufficient considerations? How can additional needed nutrients be obtained, and can the productivity of the system be increased without stressing the environment? Is enough good quality feed available to sustain animals, especially during the dry season? Are the nutrients that are relocated from grazing areas to the cropland efficiently recovered? Are the different components of the farming system, that is crop, livestock and eventually fish, efficiently integrated? In the summary, the future is bright for the crop livestock integration in agriculture, and if you need to have further queries, you can consult the book provided by the Manage, and also refer to the website of the Manage. Thank you very much.